Hi there, and welcome to Chapter 3, Lesson 1. This is where we're going to take a look through some of the basics of how to operate some of the French language websites so that you can expand your search a little bit. First one we're going to look at is Le Bon Coin. It's a very big one. They don't sell just houses, so the first thing you'll have to do is hover your cursor over the word immobilier on the left there. So here, if you're looking for a house rather than an apartment or land, you need to click on Maison, and then you'll have the option to put in a location. In this example, I've used Aix-en-Provence, and you'll see that there's some numbers have come up after that. That's the postcode, a little bit like a zip code in the US. You also have the option here to search within a radius in kilometres, from 0 to 200 kilometres. Alternatively, in this example, I've put in the postcode for the town where Toulouse Airport is located, and you'll see that you get the option to search for all the towns with this postcode. If you haven't tried this before, you can also look at Google Maps and put in the postcode, and it will show you the total area covered. This can be a good way to kind of expand your search once you've decided on that you like a particular location and you want to add some extra towns. Use the postcode. It can be really useful. Here are some other options that you see, the price, the surface, habitable. We went over in one of the earlier lessons that new and old here. Old means only over 5 years, not ancient. The other option you see here, viager, is a very particular type of sale. The price can seem very cheap, and you might think it's too good to be true. And it is basically. It is a sort of sale where the sellers continue to live in the property until they die. So I would not include this unless you have very specific circumstances. I'd always make sure that the viager option is unticked. Otherwise, you might get fooled into thinking there's some properties that shouldn't really be considered as an option to you. Earlier, we talked about the number of rooms and how that doesn't include rooms that have water in them. So remember that if you're going to search by the number of rooms. And in the type of vendors here, the particular, those are FSBO listings. So that is owners looking to sell their property directly. And if you tick that on Le Bon Coin, it will just show you those direct listings and no agency listings, which again can be quite a useful tool when you're trying to expand your search beyond just the normal. Because there's no agency fees, sometimes you can pick up a bargain there. Although obviously, if you're not working with an agent, there's risks attached to that as well. So this is another site that we looked at a little bit earlier, Bien Ici. Again, it's a very big site, very popular, lots of properties for you to look at. To get through to the sales page, you'll need to make sure that in the left hand there, here it's highlighted blue, Achat, that means properties that you want to buy, and then click on the yellow button, and it will take you through to the search page, which will have lots of the similar options to Le Bon Coin, so it should start to look more familiar now. One difference I'm going to go over here, though, is that unlike Le Bon Coin, it's not possible to search within a radius around a location, so you don't have that kilometres option. However, if you click on the box to enter a location, you get this new option that I've shown here on the screen. And this does let you extend your search by the number of minutes it takes to travel, by car, by public transport, bike, or by walking. So actually, this can be a really useful tool if you know that you want to be able to walk to the train station, or you want to be able to drive to the airport in an hour, or a train station, or maybe you want to be able to cycle somewhere. You're going to bring your bike over. You want to be able to cycle to certain places from where you're based. Really useful extra search option here. There are lots of other French language sites. We looked at C'est Loger a little bit before, has lots of the similar options here. It should start to look more familiar, and the more you use them, the more familiar it will get. When you look at the listings, there'll be lots of things that do look unfamiliar, and to that end, if you look down in the course material below the video, I've put lots and lots of useful information and tips to try and help you decode the French listings and these French websites. Should give you lots of help. Okay, so to recap, we've looked through Le Bon Coin and Bien Ici and told you how to start your searches there and the basic functionality of those sites. We've shared some key French jargon and phrases in the course material to help you decode some French listings. So the best thing to do is to go and play around with them, start looking at listings, start doing searches, and you'll get more and more comfortable, and you'll be surprised at some of the jargon that you'll pick up on seeing it, and you won't have to keep referring back to this course material.